I'm RTsan, shoutcaster and competitive player for Pokemon Unite, and with the Pokemon Unite Worlds announced late last year, as well as the schedule just out earlier this week, I'm really excited to bring you guys this newly minted podcast that does not have a name yet. So if you have any names to suggest, I would really appreciate it. This podcast will be focused on the Southeast Asian as well as the Oceanic regions. We just want to shed a bit of light on, what they are doing in this region, since a lot of the PU media is already covering the North American and European regions. So we really hope to get to know some of the players in the Southeast Asian and Oceanic regions, get to know how they actually play, what's their play style, the metas, and generally their thoughts about the tournament and the Pokemon Unite scene so far. And today we have with us the recent winter tournament Block A winners, Team S9 or Star 9 as they are known in Singapore, to share a little bit about their team and also the current meta as well as their dreams for the upcoming Worlds tournament. So today we have with us Etho, Andre, who is also known as Aries, Zach, Ruvis, as well as Ice from the team itself. Welcome to the podcast, and I am really thankful that you guys could actually make it for this as well. Maybe before we start, it's like 12:30. Are you all actually awake this Sunday afternoon? Maybe you can tell us more about yourselves and how do people know you guys and what are your roles you play in S9. Maybe we can start with Ihao.
Oh, hello. I'm Ihao. I'm the jungler for S9. What's the question again?
The question is like, okay, I guess for the fun part it was whether or not you were awake for like this Sunday afternoon podcast, but I guess maybe not really. But okay. So maybe you can maybe tell us a little bit more about yourself, like what are you doing now? Are you studying or are you like working? And yeah, I guess you did explain a little bit about like the roles that you play in S9 already as well.
Yeah. Currently serving nation now lah.
I see. So Pokemon Unite is kind of like this hobby that you do like after you have served the nation and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like a side job, like to
Side
de-stress and stuff.
Nice. How about the rest?
Hello. My name is Leong Jie. I'm more known as Ice Destiny, and I play the tank role for S9.
So what are you doing now?
I'm also currently serving national service. But I'm gonna ORD soon. Yeah, that's it. And then I'll probably go study uni afterwards.
I see. Nice. How about Ruvis?
I'm the Venusaur player for S9 currently. I'm currently studying in uni. Yeah.
I see. Nice. So, and Ruvis?
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean like Zach. I guess I'm not very awake
call
as
him
well.
twice.
Oh shoot, yeah.
Yeah. I'm Zach. I play the support role. I'm currently working in marketing.
Okay, so generally a very kind of young team, made out of students, mostly students as well as like some working adults as well. So now that we kind of know a little bit about what you guys do as well as like the roles that you guys play for S9, so when did you guys actually start playing Pokemon Unite, and did you all have any other backgrounds in other mobile genre games?
For me, I used to play League of Legends professionally. I think Zach used to play Overwatch professionally also.
Yeah.
I think the rest, I'm not so sure about them.
But the group kind of got together and started playing, I think, maybe two or 3 months after launch, or 2 months after launch, maybe. Around last year, September, I think.
After mobile release, man.
after the mobile
yeah.
release. So most of you guys are actually playing on mobile instead of like the Switch.
I think that only I play on the Switch.
Mm,
I also used to play on the
Yeah.
Switch, but I changed to mobile after the mobile released.
I see.
So we have 2 players who play on Switch.
Oh, interesting. So is there any particular reason why you guys actually play the game on mobile instead of on the Switch? Is there any like control differences, and what are your general thoughts on like playing it on the Switch or the mobile?
I feel that the mobile has it's easier to aim skill shots and look at the minimap compared to playing on the Switch.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's just it's a convenience thing. You Switch, you need Wi-Fi to play the Pokemon game. Whereas mobile, you can just use your 3G, which is like 10 times more convenient.
I see. So it's more of like an accessibility kind of thing,
Yeah.
and as well as maybe like in terms of like control. In some cases, some things can be used much more easier. It's easier to use it on mobile rather than on the Switch, where you have to like control multiple wheels. Okay, so in terms of for those who actually played competitive mobiles before, or even Overwatch, how do you think the transition to Pokemon Unite has been for you?
Okay, you go.
You start first, Zach.
Because I play Overwatch, right? So it's a FPS game, and for people who know, I think FPS is a very fast-paced kind of environment. I believe more fast-paced than mobiles, lah.
Right.
Yeah, especially for Overwatch. So, for me, because I got a bit older, so cannot really play so fast-paced anymore. Yeah. At first, I just picked up Pokemon Unite because I saw it was Pokemon, lah. Then
Right.
eventually, we formed this team. So, quite glad that we found our teammates, I guess.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
I think Luca got more experience.
How does that translate into the game? Is your question correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I feel like I think those that have a mobile background will find the game a lot easier to learn or play because it's a mobile game. And if you
Right.
you have background and you used to know about the game, it's a lot easier for you to transition. Like for example, rotations, respawn timers, clearing jungle, all this stuff, right? It's all easier for me to pick up compared to others, I think.
I see. So
Yeah.
your previous mobile experience has actually helped you with like with getting to know like Pokemon Unite and how to actually play it better as well.
Yep. I think most good players in Pokemon Unite have a mobile experience at least. Like if you see like the international players, most of them have a background in mobile.
I think that's quite expected. I mean, a lot of mobile games, like what you say, have very transferable. You can have very transferable skills from whether or not you're playing one mobile or another. So I can definitely see where like it helps in Pokemon Unite, especially since Pokemon Unite is kind of one of the more simplistic kind of mobiles out there. So okay, so now that we kind of know a little bit about how you guys what your backgrounds are and how you guys actually started to play Pokemon Unite, how did you guys actually meet, and how did Star9 actually form?
Dave.
Yeah, previously we were part of this this squad called Supremeverse. So in Supremeverse, we were one of the teams that we were not actually part of the main team. So at the start it was just me and Zach who so-called founded this team lah. And then slowly we scouted for players like Yihao and Andre. And then previously we had other players, but they have left us. And then afterwards we found Destiny after quite a while.
He was the lost sheep of the flock, I assume.
Yeah, my previous team disbanded, so I was looking out for a new team, and I was like going down the list.
Going down the list.
This time looks okay. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, I think it's quite common for teams to actually disband and kind of regroup, especially in mobile games. I think it's very common in other games as well, like League of Legends or Dota 2 as well. But so I think you guys have actually played with each other for quite some time already. What do you think you attribute that to actually like not disband and actually what holds the team together actually?
I think. Oh, okay. Zach, you want to answer this?
I love how all of the team members are just arrowing into one another.
Zach, would you like to answer this?
Actually, we should get Andre to answer this.
No. I think Zach will be. I think Zach, you can explain this lah. Really.
Yeah, Zach, you should
What's
answer this.
sorry, what's the question again?
What like disbanding and kind of reforming teams are very common in mobile genre games. So how do you guys like stay together and like keep it all together as one team, you know?
I think like what you mentioned, I believe it is very common for people to disband and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I think as long as everybody has gameplay aside, right? Everybody has the mindset to improve, mutual respect each other and communication, keep it clean lah. So I think these three like so-called guidelines would definitely help you foster a good relationship with your teammates, and ultimately that's how you decide like how long your team stays for lah. Because no matter how good you are, if you're shit to each other, then sooner or later it's a disband.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really agree on the part about communications. Like I think especially because this is a team game, it's extremely important for you guys to be communicative, especially whether or not you're in and out of the game. So yeah, I can definitely see how this has helped you guys, especially in season 2 and season 3. I think where like we really saw Star9 really picking off, and like I mean in the recent winter tournament as well, how you guys managed to do so well with great communication. So in that case, right, I want to know a little bit about like who is the shot caller in the game usually, and are there multiple shot callers at one time, or is there one main person that does the shot calling in S9?
I think for Star9, the main two shot callers are me and Yihao. And usually Yihao is the final say, but I in general call for most of the turns. Then micro wise, it's hard to short call micro lah, because we're all playing our own game. But micro wise is probably me and Yihao.
Okay. So that there are mainly like two shot callers, and do you guys actually like argue at certain points? Do you all like disagree, and what do you all do when there's like this kind of disagreements during the game? I mean, it's a very fast-paced game. It ends in 10 minutes. So how do you all resolve this within the span of the game?
I think argument is very normal. If a team doesn't have arguments, they will never improve. So usually for us, when we do arguments, we will like wait for the game to end. We will try and talk, like bring up our point, and try to get our point across, and wait for the other party to respond. And if we can, we'll watch the replay and talk about it, and then we'll discuss what we can do better as a team. Sometimes there are times where you won't see each other because of anger, or like what's it called? Due to like emotions. But so we'll try to like let us distress before we talk about this. If like someone's emotions get too high, and then we'll calm each other down. This kind of stuff. I feel like communication is very important as a team. If you never get your point across, you never get your emotions across, it's very easy to misunderstand each other. Like for example, if I say, "Oh, I think you're playing not up to par," you might feel like it's a personal attack, but actually you must view it like from our point of view. We want to win for a team, and I want you to be better.
Right.
Of course, if you point out my mistakes, I'll also try my best to get better. So these kind of things is like it's very easy to see as an emotional attack. But if everyone understands that everyone else just wants you to get better as a team, like together as a team, then no, these kind of things, staying together is very natural. Yeah, like following up on the previous question.
Yeah,
but
I think
arguments are very normal.
Yeah, I would definitely think so, especially since it's a group game and you can't single-handedly carry a game as one person. So every person has a specific role, and it's extremely important that they execute it to a high level, I would assume. And you guys do talk a lot about communication. I think it's a very mature point, and I think it's definitely something that everyone can learn from, especially with the recent world announcements. I realized that there has been a lot of teams disbanding and a lot of drama in the scene right now. So yeah, maybe that's a tip that like any of the teams out there, or if you are trying to form a team, that's one of the aspects that you guys can focus on. And I think when I was watching your stream on the winter tournament, I realized you guys kind of went in with that kind of very casual demeanor, and yeah, I guess the communicative aspect of it was there as well. So for the winter tournament, what was the mentality going into that?
For us, we recognize that Japan really like playing dunking comps, and
Right.
we don't actually have a real solution towards it.
Hmm.
Like other than I think we played Snorlax as a counter to it, 2-1-2,
Hmm.
like 2 top, 1 central lane, and 2 bot. That was our counter, but we didn't really practice it a lot also. So actually, we didn't have a lot of expectations going in. Like we scouted the next 3 opponents we were gonna fight that day. So we expected like, or maybe we'll get somewhere and then fight some really strong Japanese team and then lose there.
Right.
So that was our expectation. But then as we played, I think we realized that the opponents weren't really that great. And then we were like, we were probably a lot better than most of them. That's why we won.
I see.
Yeah.
So
Does anyone else want to add anything?
yeah, please do add. Please do add.
And then-
I would love to hear like the other team members' perspectives on this as well.
And also, I feel like that day is something clicked lah, for sure. Like we all played very well, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do the others feel about it? What do y'all think about the mentality that you guys were in when you guys entered the winter tournament, and also maybe some of your thoughts on the Japanese dunk comp?
I think if you watch the top few teams in on YouTube about the Japanese dunk comps, right? The top few teams play it very well. Like I talked to many what's it called? Is it experience or the better players in Singapore? And they
Right.
all felt like early game they weren't able to. They had no control over the game, basically. They were getting spanked by the Japanese comps, which I think so. I think will happen also because I watched their replays. And I think they played very well. But if you go down the line, maybe like after top 5 or top 3, I think the rest of them is not really that great. That's why we were able to win the whole thing.
I
Like
see.
yeah.
Yeah, I think for the dunk comp we do see them a lot, even when we play ranked and when we're trying to climb the ladder, and there are really a lot of different ways that you can actually do this dunk comp. And the Japanese teams, they some of them do it quite differently. Some of them really focus on the top lane. Some of them actually take up a lot of team fights, and there are really a lot of ways that the dunk comp team is able to, I guess, execute stuff in the game as well. So yeah, I think there's definitely a way to kind of like counter it, and you guys might have maybe secretly found a way to do it during the winter tournament as well. So especially considering that it was a single elimination best of 1 format, with around 512 teams, what do y'all actually feel about this format?
Am I saying? Oh, I'm not. Sorry. If no one else wants to answer, I'll just answer everything. But
Yes. Go, Leon Jie, go.
but basically, we'll look after the first 3 teams. We're gonna like we had the mentality of we'll see who we're fighting against and then try our best.
Right.
Yeah, because to be fair, right, BO1 is not a really good determination of who's the better team. I think in Pokemon Unite, there's a lot of variables and there's a lot of random things that can happen to you that makes you
Right.
lose win the game. So I think BO1 is not really fair. I think like at least a BO3 for single elim. And
Yeah.
preferably finals is BO5 or BO7. Yeah. Sorry?
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to ask, like, how do you like most mobiles probably have a best of 3 or best of 5, but what do you think warrants best of 7 in this case for Pokemon Unite?
I think I mentioned it just now. Pokemon Unite has like a lot of variables that are not in your not say not in your control, but it's harder to control compared to other mobiles. For example, League of Legends, Wild Rift, and everything. There's
Right.
like there are standard, like you put in like protocols, like let's say wards. Dota also have wards. You can control a lot of things. You can practice a lot of things, and Pokemon Unite is such a short game. It's 10 minutes. Like I think it's good enough to warrant a best of 7. I feel, or like it qualifies for a best of 7. Then you can, I think only in the best of 7 you can find out who's like the best team.
Right, yeah. I do agree that the best of 1 can seem a little bit not a good gauge, especially with like a lot of the comeback mechanics that are designed into the game already. I mean, one of them being like obviously Zapdos and the double point system, and that really can kind of change the tides of the game really quickly in the last 2 minutes of a 10 minutes game. So yeah, I think yeah, you guys really did a great job being able to like manage that kind of stress, especially in the best of 1 all the way up till like the finals where it was a best of semifinals and the finals where it was a best of 3. So yeah, very good job on that. Okay, so now I think I want to hear a little bit more from everyone else as well. How would you like describe the play style of your team during the tournament? Like, what was the thought process behind certain team compositions, and how do you guys played around it?
Sorry, could you repeat?
So how do you guys describe like the play style that you guys brought into the winter tournament, and what was the thought process behind it? So the team compositions, and how do you guys played around that team composition that you guys actually brought into the competition?
How I would describe it as a team fighting comp where you scale until like 2 minutes and then you fight for Zap and then you try and win from there. So our team picks were Lucario, Gardevoir, Venusaur, Wiggly, and Eldegoss. And then sometimes we changed and then in the finals we changed it to Cinder.
Right.
What was the thought process is just we just play a team fight comp, like a team fighting comp, and just out team fight the Japanese, because that's what the C meta is, and that's what S9 was very good at. So that's what we did.
Okay.
But I do think that the go getter team comp counters the team fight comp. But we did our research. Most of them, as in all opponents that we fought, other than one exact opponent, was all playing normally. Like they weren't playing normally. They were playing 2-1-2 and team fight comp, so it's kind of weird.
Okay.
And then
Yeah, I guess it's not that common to see the 2-1-2 happening now. I mean, a lot of teams right now focus a lot on the Dreadnought, so it's kind of strange to be seeing that the Japanese teams, or the during the competition, you guys were actually facing a 2-1-2 team composition rather than like a kind of 1-1-3 kind of standard lane thing that we normally see in ranked nowadays. Yeah, so maybe we can look at each of you guys, your choices individually. How you usually play the jungle, and you definitely have a lot of different Pokemon choices that you pick. So what kind of made you pick like this Gardevoir during the winter tournament, since Gardevoir isn't that popular, or I would say not that much in the meta right now?
Cause Gardevoir have a lot of CC, and the poke damage from her against the current meta is, I feel that it's better. Cause if you're up against a Venusaur, then they have to rush. They have to like just rush you lah, whereby you can kite their gameplay also using Moonblast or Side Shock. And if you're a jungle, you always try to hit level 9 for the Dread Fight, and Guardi Unite plays a huge part in that. And I'm glad my team will funnel the 9 for the first Dread lah.
Okay. Interesting. And I guess I did see in a lot of the VODs, as well as like on Ice's stream, that a lot of the fights were initiated with the Gardevoir Unite, and then with the Wigglytuff coming in with the Sing, or Lucario positioning himself for that close combat, and that was a combination that I saw a lot in in a lot of the games that you guys actually played at the winter tournament. So I think that was very interesting. I mean, Gardevoir in itself hasn't been used as much, but I think do you think it has anything to do with people actually using slow smoke a lot more now?
Yeah. Well, can you repeat?
So I was saying that the Gardevoir pick makes a lot of sense. And I was wondering whether or not it has something to do in relation to how a lot of people are actually using slow smoke right now in the current meta.
Yeah, with the slow smoke also, right? Then Gadi won't be in that range for them to slow smoke because she'll be always in the back line.
Mm.
And yeah, I don't know.
I see. So
Luga,
it's
support Luga.
Oh, thanks for the very complete answer, Yihao. Thank you.
Hey, must support your teammates, bro.
What you want? I think as he said just now, maybe I'll phrase it slightly better. When you play a lot of these junglers, like for example Cinderace, you place kick in, you might get slow smoke and then you might get punished for that. But Gardevoir is like you can effectively keep your range outside of the slow smoke and slowly pull them down. And because they have no eject,
right.
it's very hard for them to do anything like before the fight starts. Like they walk towards you, they have no eject, they have no immediate like crowd control. So they will just get pulled down. For example, let's say they play Wiggly with slow smoke and it's fighting a Gardevoir. Wiggly can't just eject or XP in to
Right.
start seizing the Gardevoir. Then he'll just be holding slow smoke. Let's say he eats the Moonblast and side shot, he'll get chunked to half HP. And just like that, at the start of the fight, your team is already winning by half a HP bar. Agree?
Okay.
Disagree? Anyone?
Anyone else?
Yeah,
Yes, I agree, bro.
How about the other rules? How do you guys as a support player or as the I guess Ice has talked a lot about how like the tank role actually comes in, but how does the support role come in, or how does the Venusaur play a part in this team composition that is centered around the Gardevoir?
Dave?
Hi, Dave, are you awake?
This yeah.
It's time to wake up.
I feel the Venusaur has to. Okay, the one of the supports will watch the Venusaur while the other one watches the Gardevoir. And then sorry, can you repeat the question?
So I just wanted to find out a little bit more about how the other roles actually play a part in this team composition to actually support the Gardevoir and what he is actually doing.
This team comp is more of a like a team what do you call it? Team fight. It's more towards team fighting around the Gardevoirs out. And then once you get stuck into the black hole, which is you can't even press full heal on that, and then we just use that window to burst the enemy down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the Venusaur also serves as a deterrent. Because let's say they want to run into our Gardevoir, they have to run past the Venusaur's Battle Dancing Giga Drain and my Wigglying. So it also acts as a pure / deterrent for them to come in.
Right. And I would assume for the support role, it's mainly the Eldegoss at the back kind of supporting this Gardevoir and giving it the survivability that clearly doesn't really have as a range attacker Pokemon.
Alright. You are right.
Right, so I guess it's really very centered around this Gardevoir, and I think it was quite interesting to see how you guys actually decided to use that so much throughout the winter tournament until maybe the final. So what actually warranted the change from the Gardevoir to the Cinderace?
We kena wreck.
Maybe my jungler wants to reply this question or no?
What thing?
Why did we
Oh, okay.
why did we pick Cinder instead of Gardevoir at the finals?
Cause it was a VO3, right? Yeah. So the first game we fought with Gardevoir, then they were trying to avoid a lot of fights lah. And since we are a team fight comp, we couldn't make use of that advantage since there were no fight to begin with. So after that game, we realized we need some DPS also, like more damage per second, to really burn down them lah and try to catch. Cause it's very hard to catch with a Guardi unless you bush camp.
Right.
Yeah, but with Cinderace there's more chase into that. And we also realized that all of them are running Score Shield. So with Cinder we can burn down their Score Shield faster lah.
Right. Yeah, I think I remember watching in the best of 3, the first game, the Dragonite was able to actually dunk in the 100, and that kind of allowed them to win the game against the Gardevoir. So I guess that was one of the scenarios that made you guys decide to change to Cinderace as well. And I guess because of the mobility that Gardevoir doesn't really have, and how the meta kind of supports all these Pokemon with high mobility. With Cinderace, you guys are more able to initiate that team fight that you guys want. Oh, is it? Yeah. Oops. Hello.
Yeah, hi.
That was my video cam.
Oh, shit.
In case you were wondering what the green thing
Yes,
was.
I was wondering what the green thing was, and I was like,
Yeah. To further elaborate on Ehao's point, because in the finals we noticed, like after game 1, we noticed they weren't really like fighting us at all, and then we couldn't push our lead. And then we weren't expecting them to just ignore us completely and just keep scoring, even though they picked
Right.
Blastoise and whatever. So we were like, maybe Gardevoir wasn't the pick, so we stopped picking. We didn't pick Gardevoir, and we picked something with more DPS so that we could burn through their Score Shield faster and also burn through the objective faster. Yeah,
Okay.
that was like the main reason.
I see. So when there was this switch to the Cinderace, was there a change in like the play style of each individual player? Like I guess for the tank player, the support players, as well as the Venusaur, is the way that you guys play it a bit different from that of if your jungler was actually the Gardevoir?
Actually, I couldn't really feel it. I think this one, only our jungle really changed his place. We played per normal, like the rest of us. Because
So
in the end, he's still one of the Gardevoir or Cinderace, he's still one of the carry. And the other girl still has the pocket him no matter what.
Right.
So we didn't really play it any much different.
Okay. So maybe we can look into go into like some of the other Pokemons that you guys are actually play, and like your individual play style that kind of like formulates the team, the S9 team and the S9 team play style. So as the jungler, I guess Etho, you do get to play much more choices of Pokemons. Like I mean, you in the winter tournament you were already playing Gardevoir as well as Cinderace, and there's a lot of room for you to actually pick and choose the Pokemon that you actually play. So how do you actually manage that as the jungler? Like how do you manage like needing to play so many different Pokemons in this game?
It's definitely fun lah. Cause I got more choices. Unlike the others rules, like they have to pick the meta pick. If not, our team will lose out. Then as a jungle, it depends on the opponent jungle also lor. So if it's a mirror matchup, then is which teams communicate better and stuff lah.
Okay. And yeah, and I guess for other players, maybe we could go to Ice. You play generally the initiator and tank roles. But you do also play other Pokemons other than Wigglytuff, right? Sometimes we do see you playing like the Blissey, the Slowbro, and the Wigglytuff. And I think that versatility in picks is incredibly useful. And I guess it makes it more fun, right? So so with all these Pokemons that you can choose from as the tank and initiator player, when do you decide to pick a particular one in the matches?
Every day I wake up, I toss an eraser, then I write the names on the eraser, then I toss the eraser, and then I play the Pokemon that I roll.
Correct.
That
Yes.
Okay, so basically Ice is the only tank that I know that will stick to a Pokemon.
on my eraser got Blissey, got Slowbro, got Wiggly, got Mamoswine, got Tree, and then I just throw the eraser in the air. It lands on the fucking table. Then today I'm playing Mamoswine.
Okay. That's
But
interesting.
all jokes aside, I chose my tanks based on how I think the game will be. Like for example, in general, I think Wiggly is the best tank. Then, but Slowbro has the best late game. So usually, if I know who I'm playing against, I will think to myself like what they'll play, and then I'll usually pick what I think is a good counter pick to them. So let's say I'll just give an example. Let's say if I know this team really likes playing Gardevoir, Wigglytuff is a very good pick into Gardevoir because you basically negate his Unite with your Unite. And
Right.
and usually by doing this, you negate his Unite's CC, and they can just walk out of the Unite, and then you provide your team with a like 5-man shield plus body barrier. So with this like advantage, right? Usually you should win the team fight. If I lose, right, my team is a big gap.
Right.
Yeah.
So that definitely one of the crucial roles in any team composition. I mean, you are the one that is upfront, and you are the one who basically locks down like some of the key Pokemon on the other team. And if you don't actually manage to do that, then the team fight can really turn to the favor of the other team. Yeah, so okay, maybe we can go towards like Aeos now. So as a Lucario player myself, whenever I see Aeos on the other side of the team, I know that like the top lane is going to have such a hard fight because like Aeos is known to play like the extreme speed bone rush combination really well when that was still a meta. So for you Aeos, what was it like to kind of transition from that kind of moveset to like the power punch close combat meta that is happening right now?
Because speed heal got nerf and close combat got buff, we chose to switch to power up punch and close combat. Because of the slow smoke meta, where I can slow smoke them and close combat. And my POP is also to secure objectives.
Okay. So I do see a lot of Lucarios playing both power up punch or the extreme speed. So I think both is still quite viable. But is there a reason why like you would choose power up punch over ES, or is there any situations where you would still choose like extreme speed and close combat in the current meta?
For now, I don't really use Bone Rush. I will use close combat because it pairs very well with slow smoke. And nowadays there's a lot more CC in team comms. So I will usually run UP for the unstoppable when I charge.
Yeah, I definitely think the upgrades to close combat was something that I think not a lot of us actually expected. I mean, I think we have seen Lucario in the meta for like the longest time, and I think perhaps they would have wanted to actually nerf it so that it doesn't always stay into the meta. But with the close combat and the unstoppable, and I guess with the power up punch that unstoppable that you get at level 11 as well, it becomes it's still a very strong kit. And it's essential in any of the team comms right now. So yeah, I was just wondering in that case, in a lot of the North American and the European regions, they are playing a format where there is always this pick ban, not really a pick ban phase, but like there would be like a blind ban on either sides, and Lucario is one Pokemon that is consistently being banned in these regions. So if let's say you are not able to play Lucario if the format is as such, what would your other choices be, and what other Pokemons are you familiar with playing to kind of replace the Lucario?
Usually in the past I would play Ceratops when it was meta with Code Switch Discharge.
Hmm.
And recently Machamp got buffed, so if I can't use Lucario, then I'll probably use Machamp or Blastoise and Garchomp are also decent top laners.
Hmm. I see, I see. Okay, that's nice. And maybe we could look at how look at Ruvis now as the Venusaur players. We do see you play mainly the Venusaur, but do you play any other Pokemons? How do you play any other Pokemons?
Yeah, actually, I just took over the Venusaur role. I mean, the attacker role recently, lah.
Hmm.
I'm able to play most of the roles. So basically, most Pokemon, I'm comfortable with it, lah. Yeah.
Okay. So Venusaur is okay. So I do see you play a lot more Venusaur in like tournaments and stuff like that. So what makes you think what is it about Venusaur that works so well with like the current team composition, and how would you describe your particular play style of playing like the Venusaur? And
I actually don't really play Venusaur a lot. Yeah, it's just recently I took over the position in the team.
okay.
Yeah. But to answer your question, I think Venusaur is a very, very strong front line and he's able to soak up a lot of damage for the team. And then he's also a very strong late game carry that will turn the team fights. Especially if he is able to hit level 13.
Right. And the petal dance becomes the area of effect for petal dance really increases so much, and he just really runs down like certain Pokemons, especially those in the back lines. Okay, and how about you, Zach, who you play the support role, specifically Eldegoss as well? So I've always wanted to ask this question to any of like the hard support players. Like what makes it fun for you to play like the support Pokemon?
Hey, don't mind, I'm out now. If it's noisy.
No, it's okay. Your audio's fine.
Okay. Okay, so to answer your question, I think it's not fun. I wouldn't
It's not
recommend
fun.
playing support role. I think support you have to care. People always think that support like, oh, you don't really do much, or you're not really a impactful role. But I think it's just that you have lesser moments to shine. And then you need to focus more on your positioning and stuff like that lah. So yeah lah, it's true that you have lesser responsibilities, but I mean it's a team game lah. After all, you still can't function without a support lah.
Right. So okay, yeah, that was something like I feel like as somebody who doesn't really play support player, something that I really wanted to kind of understand, like the mentality behind each support player. But it seems like it comes from like a place of kind of compromise. But if let's say you were not playing seriously, or like do you play other roles to make it more fun for yourself? Like how do you make the game exciting for yourself?
I think yeah, I do play some other roles for fun, like casually. But if it's in a competitive environment and I need to play support, I think one way how I would try to have fun is especially like for Eldegoss is find moments to shine, or like with your Leaf Tornado, maybe you can steal like certain objectives, or even stealing your lane, the enemy's creep. It's a very big it's an impactful event if you were to steal like creeps from enemy team, stuff like that, for using your Leaf Tornado. Yeah.
Okay, so you only play like Eldegoss like throughout the entirety of you playing this game?
Yeah, as of now as of now.
Okay, wow, that's actually quite crazy. I think I could never like play like just one Pokemon. I think I
So
would
you really
have
need
gotten
the
support.
developers to release like new support heroes.
New support hero so that you can also be rotating between like the different supports as well. Nice. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty interesting to see how you guys as individual kind of come together and play the game as a team and how you guys actually play your roles so well with the kind of mindset that you guys bring to the team. So I think like as we go towards like the world tournament that is going to happen in August, right? What are your thoughts about like the current metas out there right now? Maybe you guys talked about a little bit about the dunk comp that we see a lot from the Japanese teams, but what about the team compositions that they use in like the more western areas?
I mean, TTV and friends.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably them. I think it's quite different from what you see in the Southeast Asian regions with like the bottom three with the Venusaur, the Elder Gods, as well as one other support. We usually do see for the North American side, they tend to use Pikachu and Wigglytuff. So what do you think about that?
I think they built a very well on the com where they have like their Pikachu Wiggly for the early game and Cineace for the hyper carry late game, which it makes a lot of sense, and they do it very well because they use the Pikachu's early and mid game very well. Like they use the frequent unites to punish the enemy Paulinas. They use Wiggly's Thunder and then combine. I mean, Wiggly's thing combined with Pikachu Thunder to catch people off, which is also well done by them. The way they play, they play the early game very well. Then they control the creeps and control the points. They always, I think in general, they always keep in mind like how much points that I hit. So even if the enemy so when it goes to Z, right, they will count like, oh, even if they do Z, right, we still got a chance of winning by scoring don't know how many points.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
they use it
And
very well.
how about the others? What are your opinions on the different metas out there right now?
Dave? Andre?
Following up on that, if my team's not gonna respond, they also the way they play team fights, they don't 5-5 collapse like on the way. The way they do it right is they take small skirmishes everywhere, and then when they bait out the enemy unite, they'll just back off, and then back off, group back together, and then after that use their unites and try and win the next fight, which happens very often for them because they know when to back. They have very good discipline, at least for TTV. I think for another compy, I think Slash can. They started. I think everyone except for TTV's team started playing Slowbro because they recognize that Slowbro is very good at the game compared to Wiggly. And I think they have found a lot of success with it. But I still don't think they are as disciplined / as skilled as TTV. I think if it comes to like a best of 5 or best of 7, TTV will still come on top.
Right. So you guys at least I still seem to like talk about TTV a lot. Is TTV one of the teams that you guys would be like extremely excited to face at Worlds? I mean for this winter tournament, you guys didn't really it was more of the Southeast Asian regions. How do you think the Southeast Asian meta faces up against like team compositions like that of TTVs?
I think if as long as we don't get very behind, there's always a chance for us to win. Like to win the entire series also. But as in, if you ask anyone who is trying to go to Worlds, they have the mindset of winning. Like, if I tell you like, oh, I'm going to Worlds, but I don't think I can win.
Right.
Like, I don't want to win, then like that sounds fucking retarded. But other than that, it should be fine. Like you should have the mindset of you want to win, or at least you want to try to win.
Right.
Yeah. If you have no faith in yourself, then there's no one that has faith in you. Honestly.
Wow. Wise words from Ice.
But I do think they are favored. I think not other than us, but like the few teams that are favored to win Worlds this year is for sure the number one Japanese team and TTV. I don't know if any other region will come close, but I'm pretty sure these two are the upcoming, like those people. Those are like the expected to win Worlds type of teams.
Right.
Yes, correct.
Of course, we'll try our best to qualify and win Worlds as well, but you know, yeah, let's see.
Okay. So, yeah, I guess one of the things about the current meta is this slow smoke meta. So what do y'all think about it right now, and do you think that will be a counter meta to like this slow smoke thing that's happening a lot right now?
I think you asked this question, right? The only people that can really answer this is like the top laner and the two supports in the bot lane, which is the Wiggly and the Elder.
Mm.
But since my top laner is quite shy, I'll just answer for him. I think slow smoke facilitates the PR meta for Lucario a lot. He
Right.
just now mentioned it.
Yeah.
Like once you PR in, then you slow smoke. They can't run unless they have XP and full heal, and then you can just close combat them for like the few duration, which makes why it's one of the reasons why close combat Lucario works.
Mm.
And for bot lane, I know slow smoke is very strong, but I'm not a fan because I feel like EJ is like more versatile in most ways. Like I don't know. I feel like slow smoke is just less versatile. Like for example, if I'm fighting a Guardi and I don't have a eject, I'll feel very held back or whatever.
Right. So I guess it really depends on like the team compositions that the other team uses, and then you guys will use the items and counter it. Otherwise,
So on our team, only the Elder Gross takes it because we recognize that we need at least one.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm still not a fan. I hope they nerf it soon. It's a retarded item.
Yeah, I think it was this item that nobody actually used until like the recent buffs to it, because they really went from like having negligible effects to having too much effects, and now we it's so common to see it when we are ranking like 3 on a team having like that slow smoke. But yeah, I mean that was also one of the reasons why you guys could actually bring in the Gardevoir in, and how Gardevoir has suddenly become so successful, especially during the winter tournament. So what as Worlds come, what are the kinds of formats that you guys have already seen? Sorry. What are the kind of formats that you guys are familiar with, and what do you think will make sense for the upcoming tournaments that come up?
For Worlds, like you mean like Big Ben, all this kind of stuff, or what? Or Best of 3, or what? What do you mean?
Yeah, like maybe the bands, like how many bands does it make sense for the pick band phase to actually come in? Because we do see that a lot in other mobile games like LOL or Dota 2, where there's an actual drafting phase. Do you think that is something that the Pokemon company should implement in the Worlds that will be coming up soon?
I hope they can implement something like a Big Ben phase. Okay, let's talk about the format first. So for Big Ben, like drafting is a very fun / important part of MOBA. If you ever watch mobile games, half the game is won in drafting, and that's why I personally like to play so many heroes, because I believe that in the near future we'll have draft. But now I don't think we should have any bans as of now, or any big bans as of now. Maybe one ban per team, or maybe a draft pick. But we don't have enough Pokemon to facilitate these kind of things. But of course, I would prefer to see draft, because not only does it make it more fun, it makes it more strategic in a way. And you won't see the almost like, let's say there are like, I don't know how many Pokemon there are right now. Wait, let me go. Let's say there's 20. You'll probably see like, among everyone, you see maybe, there's confirm more than 20 actually, but you see only like 10 different Pokemons out like the
you
entire
don't really
world.
get a lot of representation.
Yeah, like Elder Gross is very popular everywhere as long as you're playing Teamfight Com. Lucario is literally the best top laner. Jungle, there's probably like 3 different junglers that you can play for, and for tanks you actually only can play like 3. Like that's how I see it. Yeah, so there's not really much like, what's it called? What's it called? I don't know what's the term. The variety / difference, which is very boring.
The roster is quite limited now lah.
Yeah, and then like if you it's not only like boring for the players, it's also boring for the viewers as well.
Right. I think
Yeah.
I think I remember last year when there was a lot of small competitions happening in Singapore that there were most of the games were really mirror matchups, and that was really all that we actually got to see. So I think now with a little bit more Pokemon choices, we don't really see that mirror matchup as much anymore. But definitely, I think with a pick ban phase, with more Pokemons in the roster, I think that there's definitely room for that I think that kind of excitement that you have when you actually have a pick ban phase. Okay, let me grab a drink first.
Take your time. And also, since you asked about the format, I think double elim best of 3 is pretty good. But I disagree with the way they're doing the entire world qualifier thing. Like how to say, like it's such a long compete, you know. Like I would expect it like it's from February all the way until, is it August? Is the world's August?
The Worlds will be in August.
Oh my god! So yeah, imagine that's like half a year.
Yeah.
And usually like if you're taking like half a year to play a video game, yeah, as long as you got some kind of skill and some kind of showing, there should be a contract somewhere lah. Like you should be at least getting paid a small amount for it lah. But because no other mobile game will make you dedicate,
6
like for
months.
example, when I played professionally in League, for 3 months they at least let us sign a contract with Garena and we got paid.
Right.
But yeah, like maybe because it's a mobile game, that's why it's different. Yeah, but I still don't think World should take. I mean, it's nice that it's this long, I guess. If it's more content and everything, but for the players, maybe it's not an enjoyable experience. We have other things to do also.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think it might be because it's like the first time that they're doing like this world kind of scale at the world scale. So the league format that they have decided on, just happens to span that long. Because this is the first time they're doing it, and maybe it's not the best, but maybe they just need something to kind of try it out first, and then they can work from there, since they are really new to this genre of games as well. So I think a lot of the Southeast Asian players, they are actually on the global ranks, and you guys are also or at least there at some point in time, since it's always kind of shifting here and there. So where do you see like the Southeast Asia scene going into like Worlds?
I think if S9 finds their footing, we'll do pretty well. Like maybe like I said, it's stupid for us to not think that we win. But if I look at it realistically, I think we'll do it pretty well. Maybe we won't like, if we get a good bracket, we might go quite far. But you never know, you know.
Yeah,
we'll try our best, but you know, maybe like 1 week down the road, we'll just disband. Like,
no.
like one of us gets into a car accident, touch wood,
Oh
and
my
then we're
god.
just lacking players, and then just disband right there.
Oh my goodness. No disbanding. Zagreb says no disbanding, so yes, make sure it doesn't happen, okay? That's crazy. I can't believe you guys actually said that.
I mean, like, 1 year ago, do you see yourself streaming Pokemon Unite with 42 viewers? I don't think so. Like, you never know what you want to do, like what will happen in life, you know? Like, I never expected to win the winter tournament. Oh, because I tried, but I never expected to win the winter tournament. But
Right.
Dunsi is moving in with you. Let's go! But yeah, you never know. You never know.
Right. I think that's quite interesting, because I do remember when I was watching your streams, you guys were like, hey, you know, if we lose this match, we can actually finally go for lunch. And it was like, what, 1 to 2 p.m. already, and you guys haven't had lunch. And yeah, so it was kind of like that casualness and, you know, that competitive spirit that was still happening. Yeah.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
Yeah, it was like...
it was for sure a joke. We definitely expected to not eat lunch that day. We were waiting for the 3 hour, the 3 p.m. tea time delivery for the free delivery, man.
For all the delivery apps and everything. But I think that was quite interesting to see you guys have that kind of group dynamic and communication during competition. Yeah. So okay, so So yeah, we talked a little bit about how the World Tournament is going to be quite big. I mean, they did kind of talk about how the prize pool is 1 million. Okay, I know you have a background in other games, and 1 million may not seem like much. But I guess there might be organizations out there who will be looking to sign some of the Southeast Asian teams right now. So, if they are watching, if let's say they are watching this stream right now, what do you want them to know about your team and yourself?
1 million is a lot. 1 million is a lot. Don't listen to her. It's a lot.
Right, it is really quite a lot for like the first global kind of competition.
Yeah. If there's any other teams, organizations that want to sign us, please go ahead. We're a very hardworking team. We're a very funny team. Most of us try, not most of us, but at least me and Yihao tries to stream consistently. Yeah. I don't know. We'll try our best to get viewers. That's it.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, Yihao as well as Ice does stream. So if you guys want to follow them, you can just do the exclamation mark S9 and it will link you to their streams. Do give them a follow. Do give them I would expect really high level gameplay from them as well. So if that's what you guys are looking for, do follow them. Do kind of support them as well. So yeah, I think that's about all the questions that I have. We do have a few questions from the viewers themselves, so maybe I will ask a few and we can end off this podcast. Okay, let me just browse through it a little bit first and drink some water before I actually present the questions to you guys. Okay, so there are like quite interesting questions right now. So maybe since you guys did talk about how you guys were the funniest team, and you guys have like some like
We
light
did not say we're the
energy.
funniest team.
Okay,
We did not say
the
that we're the
funniest team,
funniest
but
team.
like, like being able to like have that kind of lightness in a team. There's this question that say, who's the jokester and clown of the team? So maybe we can get everyone to answer in like maybe 3 seconds.
Wait, is everyone? Hello, guys.
Everyone, unmute yourself and like I will count down and you guys can like
Wait, can you
declare.
repeat the question again?
Somebody add that to the counter, please. Okay, the question is, who's the jokester and clown of the team?
In 3, 2, 1.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1, okay? In 3, 2, 1.
Andre.
Don't
Yeah,
get
Andre.
Okay,
It's
Andre,
definitely Andre. It's definitely
Andre.
It's definitely Andre.
Okay, but why do you say that Andre is the jokester or clown of the team?
Actually, maybe he's not a jokester, but sometimes listening to him really like cheers us up.
Andre is a man of few words.
Yeah, he's a man of few words, but when he speaks, it's hilarious.
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, hello.
Okay. I think that was quite a cute question.
I think if you say jokester, it's probably me or Yihao. But
Oh.
I think Andre brings our spirits up.
Okay. But okay, on the other spectrum now, who in your team tilts the most?
3, 2, 1.
Okay, I'll do the 3, 2, 1 again, okay? 3, 2, 1.
Ice.
Oh.
Yihao.
Wait, so who hasn't replied? Rubis hasn't replied and Zach also.
No, Zach haven't replied. Dave said Yihao.
Okay, reply what? Sorry.
Who tilts the easiest?
Yihao.
Yeah.
I think maybe
Without a shadow of a doubt, Yihao.
I think
Without a shadow of a doubt.
as of today maybe it's me, but for the past 2 weeks it's definitely Yihao.
Does this have to do with like the short collar rule? Like you expect like this kind of gameplay, but then suddenly like they don't follow it, or why? What causes you to actually tilt?
I think
No lah, no.
No.
I think
Just stress.
I think the fiery passion of the game and the strive to winning.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
It's
Okay.
more of stress and like people who want to win badly, right? If the game isn't like played to their way or it doesn't go as expected, like how they see that. I think a lot of pro players suffer through this. Like they envision the game in their head and it goes their way really. But someone on your team makes a small mistake or like they don't listen to a call, and they fuck up the whole game for you, then it really just makes you die inside. Honestly, I know a lot of people who happen to like suffer from this, and I agree. So you're literally leading your team, and then like if someone doesn't follow to your plan, like why are you even trying to lead the team?
Right.
Yeah, then everyone might as well just go play their own game.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
guess it really does come down to like the
Yeah,
communication.
usually it's the shot caller. Like if you feel like you're not being listened to, right? I think that's like one of the most tilting things to do. I mean, to happen to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Always
Okay,
good,
okay.
guys. Always good.
It's okay, it's okay. Tilting is perfectly fine as long as you guys like talk to each other and like communicate it and like be fine with each other.
I think for me, my pet peeve is not the ignorance to not get better. I think that's my biggest pet peeve. I don't know
Yeah.
about. I know Yihao's is not listening to him when he's trying his best, but for me, it's not trying to get better. I'm okay with playing like with a bad player as long as they have the mindset and motivation to be better. Right? It doesn't really matter. Like if you work as a team, anything can be settled.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
Confirm. I agree.
Yeah, but if someone gives up or someone is too ignorant, right, the team is doomed. Or the
Yeah.
player is doomed.
That's right.
Players do.
That's
Okay, I
right,
guess
that's
it really is like the mentality kind of thing going into it. Okay, that was really interesting. So the next question is for anonymous. And I think he's asking for a lot of players who are quite interested in the competitive scene, but have not actually reached at that point yet. So would there be any advice you would give to semi-casual individuals or teams that are still trying to get into the competitive scene? I think anyone can reply.
The answer is no.
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 Why do you say no?
Okay. So, any advice to semi-casual teams? I think hard work and is either no, like if you're not like a good player by now. Let's say you play like 24 hours, you play 3 hours, and you're not at a good you're not a good player by now, right? Then it's a no. Just stop bothering. Just move on with life. Really. Just treat it as a hobby. Because
But I
honestly,
think
you're honestly
finding
wasting
your
your
five is very important.
you're honestly wasting your own time. Believe me.
The brutal truth of esports.
I'm so sorry. But if you're half decent, right, then everything is hard work and research. As long as you work hard, the results won't show immediately, but it will show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zach, you seem to have like a different opinion from what Ice has to say. What are your thoughts on this question?
I think everyone can improve and can get to the level. Just have to have the correct mindset. Cannot be a know-it-all .
Yeah.
And also find your five like find a consistent team to always play together with.
Yeah. Agree. I think Zach has a more friendly approach to things, but I think
just imagine, right? You're running towards a fucking wall.
My answer is like the generic one.
You're running towards a wall, right? And you can't walk past the wall. You're not gonna smash your head until you die, what? Like I'm obviously gonna tell you to, bro, just go the other way.
Right.
Yeah. Come on, like think about it. Like you're running into a wall. You have no ladder. You don't have like anything to break the wall down. You're not just keep running and dying there. Like, come on, man. If let's say you invest like half your life into something and then it doesn't work out, like, and the pro, like let's say the results, right? Let's say of becoming a good competitive Pokemon Unite, right? Like look at us, right? We are Star9, we just won a winter compy. We are not getting sponsored. So what makes you think like a semi-casual team, like let's say you're not very good now. Like I'm not trying to like offend anyone. Let's say you're not very good now. Then what makes you think that you investing more time, right, will get a higher chance of getting sponsored than us? There's no pros to this. Like if you suck, right, I'm so sorry. Just quit now. Just treat it as a hobby. But if you're good and you think your viewership just went down. But if you're good, then of course go for it. But the pros are not there as of right now. We are currently S9 is the people that are paving the road for you all. Like we are the first. What's it called? We are the test guinea pig, I guess.
Right, yeah. I mean, this is really just the first iteration of like the World's tournament and stuff like that. I think, yeah, we will definitely see people come into the scene a bit more. Just that, yeah, I guess the esports industry can be a bit savage sometimes, and sometimes it be like that. Okay. So I think this question is directed specifically to you as well. So did your role that you played in previous MOBA transited over to Unite?
Actually,
So-
I was playing jungle in League, and then I got tired of hitting boss for 3 minutes 30 seconds. I mean, like, not 3 minutes 30 seconds. I got tired of hitting boss for like half the game. So I'm like, yep, I'm done with this role. And so
Okay.
playing jungle is very stressful because
Yeah.
due to the nature of the role, you're very important, and you basically decide who gets to live and who gets to die. Like right now, the meta is everyone goes top for first Bs, but honestly, you decide, like, let's say you go bot instead of top, right? Your top is not playing the game,
Right.
and then the
yeah.
enemy bot stops playing the game as well. So it's like it's quite an important role, and it's quite easy to blame the jungle also. Like let's say I lost Draenor, oh, my jungle sucks. What can I do?
Oh man.
Yeah, like it's like I would never want to be in this role ever again.
Oh
That's
my
why
gosh.
that's why
entirely.
I give Yihao a lot of slack, like in our arguments previously. Like I don't remember who, but someone would say like he's not doing this very well. He didn't last hit it. But these kind of things are not very easy, you know. Like you're playing jungle, you have to focus on like what you need to do. You need to last hit, you need to team fight. It's not easy. And if I in the jungle in League, I got to play assassins, I got to play tanks, I got to play bruisers and fighters. Yeah, I played tank during my competitive and bruisers the most. That's why I still like tanks. Tanks get to initiate a lot.
Okay. So yeah, I guess the tank role really does suit your
Yeah.
playstyle and like regardless of what MOBA you actually played, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I think we can end off like one last question, just one very simple and light-hearted question. If you could choose a Pokemon to add into Pokemon Unite, which will it be? I think everyone can answer this.
What?
Add a Pokemon into the game, bro. Choose one Pokemon to add.
I don't know about Pokemon now.
Andre, you start first.
I don't play much Pokemon, so I don't know. Maybe another top laner.
Another top laner. So what do you think would be a good top laner?
And I don't know much about
Okay.
Pokemon, so Serena was quite good when it was released.
Okay. How about Ruvis, Yihao, Zac, or Ice?
Answer last.
I think we need more jungler.
We need more support. We need more support.
Keep the
Like
Pokemon, bro.
this role.
Okay,
Like the jungle
pick.
role.
Name the
very
Pokemon. Name the Pokemon.
Yeah,
Who do
you
you
have to
think
name
will
the Pokemon.
fit a good jungle role Pokemon?
But I don't know any Pokemon.
Huh, really?
I only
Do you
yeah,
have
like
not
legit.
play Pokemon at
For
all?
support
No.
is Likitang.
Likitang for support?
Yeah,
like,
Likitang support.
like the what's it called? Like patch.
I thought that time they were rumored to
Patch.
have Lapras.
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 I also think support is lacking. I don't really like seeing. It's not I don't really like seeing Elder. I love it when I have an Elder on my team. But honestly, watching my team keep playing Elder breaks my heart a little bit. So I would say support lah. And sometimes support also can be flexed in the tank. You know, sometimes I like to
Actually,
see,
Butterfree could be the next one.
Butterfree.
probably I think Togekiss is pretty cool. If they wanted to add that in.
Oh my god, Togepi as cute as Andre.
Yeah.
Preferable also.
Yeah.
Preferable. Okay. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for being here with me for this podcast and yeah, spending like the past 1 hour ish with me on this podcast. I think we have a better idea of you guys as Star Nine and yeah, I hope you guys continue to do well in the upcoming tournaments, and yeah, I hope to see like Singapore or like the more Southeast Asian teams being represented at the Worlds. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go for
Okay.
lunch.
Okay, yes, you guys can go for lunch now. I'm not holding you
Did-
back anymore.
Did the stream end yet?
No, I haven't. I'm gonna disconnect.
Okay. Remember,
Bye-bye.
you
Okay,
guys
guys,
can.
I go off first, guys.
Okay, bye.
Okay, chows.
Hey, thanks,
Charles.
RTsan, for doing
No
Thanks,
problem, no
Hafiz-san.
problem. Please get some signed by organizations out there.
it. Hopefully, lah.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Oops. Now you can see my Anglam Discord. Oh my god. Let me change the screen back to where's my just chatting screen? And yeah, that would be like the first episode of this unnamed podcast. I hope you guys I hope it was useful for you guys, whether or not you guys are competitive or casual players. Yeah, I do hope to be able to bring you guys more teams and more opinions, especially within the Southeast Asia and Oceanic regions. The next episode that we will have with us, I think AFR, who also won the Block B of the winter tournament, and yeah, they do have a pretty different play style from that of S9. So we will have a look at that, and we will also see like what they think about it, and yeah, hopefully this was helpful for everyone. And yes, do drop me a DM if you guys have any feedback. And yeah, I'm really just trying this out for the first time as well. So this is quite exciting and quite nerve wracking for me as well. So yeah, I will be going for a short break and